Percent of U.S. adults with mental illness, 18%. Anxiety, lifetime prevalence of any anxiety disorder, 31.6%. Number of U.S. adults with anxiety disorders, 42.5 million. Anxiety disorders are among the most common mental illnesses in America. What's up, geeks? It's your guy Q here, aka JGTV, and we are back with another one, guys. And today we're talking about trauma and mental illness, right? So, God over culture, trauma, mental illness. This is going to be a much more statistic-based video. So, I want you guys to brace yourself because the statistics are a little bit alarming. What does culture say about statistics, right, and mental illness? So most of the time when I'm having a conversation with somebody about mental illness, the conversation usually shifts to where I'm doing most of the talking, which usually isn't surprising. This is a little bit of an uncomfortable topic, right? Especially if I'm talking to someone else within the black community. A lot of the times the topic comes about because I might be talking to a friend and they might be telling me some things that they're going through, they are struggling with, right? Not too long ago, I was having a conversation with a friend who will remain nameless, but we were having a conversation about some things that he was dealing with, and I was just listening to him, and I felt like the Holy Spirit told me to ask him. So I said, have you ever been to therapy? And he said, nah, man, like, my dad doesn't believe in things like that. Like, where we're from, we're just supposed to kind of just keep it on, and not really talk about what's bothering you too much, but kind of just push through. And I told him, I said, you know what, I can get with that. Like, that resonates with me. But I've grown past that, and I have been in therapy, and I was really transparent in this moment. I told him, and it's helped me a bunch, dude. Like, I've learned so much about myself. Like, I've learned so much about why I react to the things I react to, why I used to react so volatile to so many different things, like why anxiety used to basically almost control me at certain parts of my life. And that conversation was really beneficial for him. He even said, like, just hearing somebody like you talk about this with me is already making me look at it differently. Today, we're going to talk more about mental illness, and that's kind of where we're going to focus on. We're going to be looking at some statistics about depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, addiction, PTSD, schizophrenia, and suicidal thoughts. As I said earlier, brace yourself because these statistics are alarming. So the first thing I want to read is a general mental health data statistic, right? And it's going to go along with the other 8 points I'm going to read. So this is going to be probably 10 bullet points in total. So you guys just kind of listen up to these statistics that I'm reading. These are quick facts and statistics about mental health, and this is on the mentalhealthamerica.org site. Nearly 1 in 5 American adults will have diagnosable mental health condition in any given year. 1 in 5. 46% of Americans will meet the criteria for a diagnosable mental health condition sometime in their life, and half of those people will develop conditions by the age of 14. That's pretty young, right? So the next statistic bullet points I want to read are prevalence by condition. So this is where we're going to get into kind of different disorders and anxieties based on categories, right? So here we go. Overall, number of U.S. adults with mental illness, 44 million. Percent of U.S. adults with mental illness, 18%. Anxiety, lifetime prevalence of any anxiety disorder, 31.6%. Number of U.S. adults with anxiety disorders, 42.5 million. Anxiety disorders are among the most common mental illnesses in America. Percent of U.S. adults with a substance use disorder in the past year. So this is addiction and substance abuse disorder. 8%. Number of U.S. adults with a substance use disorder in the past year. 19 million. Percent of youth with substance use disorder in the past year. 4.6%. Now this is the youth. Number of youth with a substance use disorder in the past year. 1.1 million. Now this is our youth, and this I thought this was pretty heartbreaking, right? Because when they say youth, they're talking about pretty much before the age of 14, right? So now we're going to get into bipolar disorder. Past year prevalence of bipolar disorder, 1.8%. Number of U.S. adults with bipolar disorder, 3.3 million. An estimated 2.5% of U.S. adults experience bipolar disorder at some time in their lives. I was like, wow. Depression. Percent of U.S. adults with major depression, 7.1%. Number of U.S. adults with depression, 17.3 million. Percent of youth, that's a large number. Percent of youth aged 12 to 17 with major depression, 13%. Number of the youth aged 12 to 17 with major depression, 3.1 million. Ouch. Percent of youth with severe depression, 9%. Number of youth with severe depression, 2 million. Major depression is one of the most common mental illnesses. I was like, man, that those numbers are heartbreaking. Post-traumatic stress disorder, right? PTSD. And no, this is not only for people who are in the military. That is a wives' tale, right? This is for people who experience small trauma, big trauma in their life, any type of trauma or activating of the stress system, right? That can lead to PTSD. So percent of people ages 13 plus in U.S. with PTSD. Lifetime prevalence, 5.7%. Number of people ages 13 plus in U.S. with PTSD. 1 year prevalence, 3.7%. Number of U.S. adults with PTSD, 12 million. I was like, wow. I didn't expect that number to be that large.